All right, Fernal Blessings, we are back with another video. Again, first and foremost, time is ticking down. We are now officially 11 days, no, actually 10 days, I'm sorry. 10 days away before the 8th annual Journey to Black Adept Conference comes in. Again, I just want to reiterate, I know some of you reached out to me about the digital itinerary. It will be emailed to you either at the end of this week or by Monday, the latest, as of the recording of this video on the 20th of October. So we do have all the presentations. The last thing we're going to be doing Wednesday or Thursday is putting everything in order. So we have everything set. We just need to now put them in the order. So you will have it. You will have it minimum a few days before the event. You'll have it before you leave. You'll have it before you get here. We do that because sometimes we make adjustments, little tweaks. So I don't send it out too early because sometimes there's changes, and then I don't want you to have it, and then we kind of got to go back and redo it. So you will get it. For those, if you registered, paid, you're coming in person, you will get your itinerary. And I just want to remind you again, if you're coming Thursday night for the meet and greet and the opening ritual, that will take place at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And please be here for that. Make sure your travel arrangements, your tickets and things of that nature are set to be here on time. So the meet and greet will kick off Thursday, October 30th. And then on Friday and Saturday, the 31st and the 1st, man, I'm excited about Friday night being what they call All Hallows Eve, Feast of Samhain, the Devil's Sabbath, whatever you want to refer to it as. That's going to be great for us to do that ritual, our first ritual on that night. The amount of energy and power, and oh man, it's going to be off the chain. I can't wait. So Friday and Saturday will be classes, workshops, presentations from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then we come back in the evening on both nights. I should have put on my glasses. The sun's popping out. We come back in the evening on both nights around 7:30, 8 p.m. to do a group ritual together. And then on both nights afterwards, when everything convenes, we have a nice little dinner, little socializing, a little hanging out, kicking it, eating some good food, listening to some music, talking some shit, you know, just all that fun stuff. And then the event will close out on Sunday, the 2nd, which will be a question and answer session from yours truly from noon to 4 p.m. All right, if you want to sign up, you can do that right now. You can sign up right up until it starts. If you want to attend virtually, if you are coming in person, I know people have reached out in regards to that. As long as you're paid in full before you arrive, that's all. So there's no really cutoff date. You just need to have paid. If you're coming in person, has to be paid before you come in and attend. And if it's online, I try online the night before. Is too much for me in the morning. It gets a little hectic. Last year I had a couple people sign up virtually last minute. I'm not going to reject you, but it just makes it a little. There's just a lot going on that first day. So if you're going to sign up virtually, try to sign up the latest the night before the conference so you get your link. I don't want to have to worry about that morning, making sure, going through the emails and making sure people got their links and all. It creates just more work, right? And we want to kind of like get right into it, you know, on Friday morning, because we always think we have plenty of time. And it's just crazy how you can do this stuff for hours and just never have enough time. All right, so if you want to sign up, shoot me an email, khnum19@gmail.com, and I will get that information to you. If you are interested in a spiritual reading or a consultation, I offer various different types of readings: telepathic demonic readings, shadow work readings, which is a great reading to do if you need a sense of purpose, direction, you want to see what's going on with yourself, if you need to know what you should be doing as far as your ritual work, are you dealing with the shadow and the hidden self, etc. Hit me up for that. Deity readings to see what gods, goddesses, and demons and spirits walk with you. Egyptian oracle readings, as I've said, that's become a very popular reading the last several months. I enjoy doing those because I just have a connection with that type of work, a genuine connection. Or maybe you're just interested in a spiritual consultation. You got a lot of questions about the occult, the left-hand path. Any of the aforementioned, shoot me an email, khnum19@gmail.com. And please include in your email your full weekly availability. which are available for on a weekly basis. The time zone you're in, we'll find a day and time that works for both of us. Also, if you want to sign up for classes, I get those emails all the time. How do you sign up for class? I always have classes going on all throughout the year. I do 3 new classes every month on Patreon. That's the way you get in on what Baniti does as far as classes. You go to the Patreon page, patreon.com/Baniti, Baniti. You go to Tier 3. Tier 3 gives you access to those 3 private classes I do every month on Patreon for Patreon members only. And it also gives you access to all the stuff in the collections, all the classes, everything in the archives going 6+ years back. You will be extremely busy, and you probably won't even be able to get to all the stuff in there in this lifetime, and that's no exaggeration. I'm just speaking that in confidence. So check it out, patreon.com/Baniti, Baniti, Tier 3. That's the tier you want to join. Also, check out the social media pages to keep abreast of what I do here at Primordial Chaos. Classes, events, announcements, whatever. Primordial Chaos 9 on Instagram. Primordial Chaos 2 words on Facebook. PrimordialChaos.com 3 on TikTok. That's the way to stay abreast of what I'm doing here. Go to those platforms, subscribe, follow them, and then you'll be in the loop of what's going on here at Primordial Chaos, okay? Also, don't forget to check out the Primordial Chaos podcast, available on Spotify. I believe it's on Amazon, Radio Public, all your major podcast platforms. You should be able to find it. Like I said, if you want to just pop it in and listen to the MP3 formats of these videos, you can do it now while you're in the gym, maybe walking out in the park, maybe just relaxing on your couch, driving in your car. I know some people prefer to listen to the audio because they can stay on the run and keep doing what they're doing. So all these short videos you see that I do, these 20-30 minute videos on YouTube, all of them are available on the podcast. I post them in MP3 format on the podcast, so you can have these now in your bud. And I get so many people that reach out to me. Oh, Baniti, man, I listen to your videos all the time at work. Baniti, I listen to your videos when I'm in the gym. I like to go to the park, ride my bike, and that's great. And that's the reason, that was my intent of putting these in MP3 format, so now you can listen to them on the go. So all of these are available on the Primordial Chaos podcast. If you want to listen to them on the go and you ain't got time to sit down and watch on YouTube, so go ahead and check that out. Also, very important, hit the like button. It takes a split second. Hit the like button. Get the algorithm out there. The more likes the videos get out there, spreads the algorithm. As you know, the content that I talk about, you need to do that, because all my views are genuine. I don't buy views. I don't find ways to manipulate the views. I don't talk about mainstream topics, so I know they kind of limit my algorithm. So that's where I need you guys to help. Hit them like buttons, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. And when you drop down menu comes from the notification bell, hit check all notifications, and hopefully you get a notification when we go live or post a new video. All right? All right, so you see the video. Somebody reached out to me in reference to the personal Daemon, summoning your personal Daemon, and they read, I believe it was called Nagel's book, or Nagel. I believe it's Nagel. I don't know how you say it. I've read the book, and it's actually called Summoning Your Personal Daemon. And he has like a ritual that's used in there. I believe there's words summoning, working with Paimon. There's like a phrase or an invocation. Well, long story short, he shows you how to invoke and use incantations to connect with your personal Daemon. Now, there's a lot of different work out there on the personal Daemon. Over the last 10 or so years, more information has come out about it and how we work with it on the occult and the left-hand path. So there's not one particular way. You can work with this through Thelema with Aleister Crowley. He referred to it as the Holy Guardian Angel. Obviously, Carl Nagel, I know, has talked about it. Michael Kelly, I like his work on working with your personal Daemon, and he wrote a great work, Apophis, which I would recommend everybody get that in their library. Michael Kelly, I love a lot of his work, and obviously he at one point was a member of the Temple of Set, like myself, for a period of time until he branched out and did his own thing, or is doing his own thing. So I'm just throwing a few out there. One that I like, and it's because I resonate with it. I'm not saying it's going to work for you. I really resonate with Malthus's The Black Ship. This is the format, or I use that as an example of how to teach students that I work with or people that take my class using those rituals and those different concepts to connect with your personal daemon. But again, just like anything else on this path, remember, and I always like to quote that famous saying by Nietzsche, you have your way, I have mine. As for the right way or the only way to do things, it doesn't exist. Remember that, because that's what being on the path to self-mastery is about. Not trying to do something in accordance with what somebody claims is right or the only way. And I'm going to be honest with you, I still run into a lot of people on this path. It seems like they're trying to still follow something. I don't follow nobody's shit, okay? I'm not saying certain things don't influence me, or I don't get inspired by people's workings. Of course I do. But I don't replicate, duplicate, or follow anything or anybody. The sheeple mentality has to go in this day and time. If you have the sheeple mentality, the herd mentality, the follower mentality, you're going to get lost in the shuffle, okay? Especially all the shit that's going on out here right now. With all the program, the shit I've been telling you guys the last 2 years, the low vibrational frequency shit that's going on out here, all that is low vibrational frequency shit. When you want to be a follower and you want to mimic and copy shit and you want to stay safe and do the norm and do what everybody else is doing because it's the trendy thing and that's what's hip now and everybody's doing it, you know, Alafia, Grand Rising, you know, and all the fucking surface shit people do because it's what everybody's doing. And people are afraid to voice their own opinion. People are afraid to stand on their own. So they do shit that makes them feel comfortable and safe. Well, then, if that's what you want to do, then go do that. And that's your business. That's your right. And if that's your path and that's your niche and that's what you found and that's what works for you, then as they say, adios amigos, right? If that's what you're looking for, then this ain't the right channel for you. I'm not the right person for you. That's all I'm saying when I'm saying that. I'm not telling anybody what they should and should not do because I've said that from day one. I don't do that. But I am going to tell you what this channel is about, what I do here at Primordial Chaos, the methodologies I use, and you don't have to agree with them. You do not have to even participate or do them. Then find another avenue for your spirituality that works for you. It's that simple. That's kind of where I'm at. And there's no time for bullshit. That's where we at. But anyway, so this individual reaches out to me about summoning your personal daemon. He read Carl Nagel's book. I read it a while back, maybe a year or two ago. Not too long ago, but I read it. I like Malthus's book, The Black Ship. I prefer the techniques in there. I've used the ritual there in summoning your personal daemon, and it was very effective for me. I know many others that have too. Now again, you can make the adjustments and changes just like I say with anything, right? You don't have to do it word verbatim, and I don't. But I use that format. Now, the importance of your personal daemon, and that's why I title Summoning to Your Personal Daemon or Summoning Your Personal Daemon, it's critical, okay? Now, whether you liked Aleister Crowley or not, he had it right in that regards, in those aspects of your holy guardian angel, right? He believed he contacted his personal holy guardian angel, Aloaz, while he received the Book of the Law in ancient Egypt, in a state. He was in a spiritual state as he describes, right? You can even go into the lesser, more recent traditions, say of Christianity, sects of Christianity, even Catholicism. They talk about you have a guardian angel. We learned that in Catholic school years ago when we were kids. Because I remember elementary school, I went to Catholic school. They'll say, everybody has a guardian angel that protects them, right? A lot of different sects of Christianity. So that has always been there. But obviously, when it's dumbed down through religion, it's kind of spooktified. But when we get into the occult, the left-hand path, when we go to, say, Egyptian Heka or Hermetic alchemy, right? It's known in Heka and alchemy as the Agathodaemon. And they taught it in Hermeticism as the genius or the higher self, right? And they spell the word, as I told you guys before, D-A-E-M-O-N, which this became the word Daemon. Right? When religion took that concept, as I told you guys before, and now this is where you get all your spook, your ghouls, your ghosts, your goblins, and all that stuff, right? Your personal daemon, right, is your true and higher self. What you are doing when you are on this path, you are awakening the God. We could use the term the God within, the inner being, that inner voice. When you talk about your intuition, I have this inner being. A woman always says, a woman's intuition. That's her personal daemon. And they say a woman has a stronger intuition than a man. That's what they claim, right? All of those things are different terms and concepts for your personal daemon, your true and higher self. Think about how many times in the past you've gone against that inner voice that you hear when it gives you instruction to do something or don't do something. Think about multiple times you went against that and shit went bad for you. Think about it, right? That we've been suppressing that personal daemon, that God within, for the longest. This path is about awakening the real you. In Heka, Khepera is about manifesting or remanifesting the real you. That's what Khepera is. It's states that you experience. You can't, as I said before, when people ask about Khepera, right, or Khepera, depending on how you want to pronounce it, that's remanifestation. And everybody experiences it at certain points, in certain moments on their spiritual path. So it's not something you can really pre-plan. It's something that naturally manifests as you change your vibrational frequency, your spiritual alignment, right? And that's what this is about. That's what summoning to your personal daemon is about. Connecting with, people use the basic term, your higher self, right? I hear so many people say that over the years on so many different platforms. I've read it in books. I don't even know if people really know what that is. Sometimes I think it's just this concept that's convenient when they're trying to prove a point. Well, your higher self is your personal daemon, your true self, your real you, not the illusionary you. But in order to awaken the personal daemon within, as I've told you guys before, you have to strip away all the veils and the illusions that you have inherited along the way. And this is where shadow work comes in. This is where the work comes in, and this is where people struggle. So all like I said, and it ties into what I call the real Trinity, right? The real you. You have the false trinity of yourself you've been living pretty much since birth. You know, it's who you think you are, who you want people to see you as, and who you really are. The third one is the only one that's important, because the first two fade in time when you're on this path. Most people spend their life portraying an image that's not really them. They want to present themselves so they can be seen a certain way. They want people to look at them a certain way. All of that is feeding the lower portions of your ego. All of that is lower vibrational shit. That's the weak, shallow part of your ego, not the part of your ego that protects yourself. Not the part of your ego when you need to speak out against something that is, according to your spiritual path, incorrect. Not when you stand on your own. Not when you use the confidence aspect of who and what you are, where people think it's ego, but it's not. It's confidence, right? The good aspect of your ego protects you. It helps you grow. So destroying your ego altogether, that's bullshit too. You hear that on all the fluffy paths. Suppress your ego. Pray it away. Kumbaya. Let's hold hands and run through grass fields. And let's drink sarsaparilla roots. That's all bullshit. Okay? What do you think protects you when you're in danger? Your ego. What do you think that gives you confidence to speak out against injustice? Your ego. So they told you wrong from day one. Every aspect of your ego is not bad. Don't let them bullshit you. Any path that's teaching you to destroy every aspect of your ego don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Now, are there weak portions of your ego, low vibrational shit that could suppress you? Yes, when you can't control your desires, your anger, your rage, your lust. You have no discipline when it comes to food and eating. Your anger. Any type of emotions that you can't harmonize. Yes, that's all the weaker side of your ego. And most people are trapped in that bullshit. Okay? So that's facts. 150%. That's facts. Okay? So yes, it does go both ways. But anybody that's teaching you to destroy it altogether, they have no clue what the fuck they're talking about. Trust me when I tell you. Okay? And what makes you aware to all of these things? I mean, I could talk about this topic like many other topics for a while. But obviously, this is not the format for that. This is more to do on a live. Your personal daemon, summoning your personal daemon and awakening the daemon within is what makes you aware of all this. Shadow work is a key component of awakening the personal daemon within, the higher self, the true you. Because you're dealing with the shadow self of you that you've buried. The shit that you were told don't deal with. Right? The monsters that lie within your nature, the weaknesses, the fears, the anxieties, The anger, the rage, the jealousy, the fucked up parts about your nature you don't understand. See, that's the part of shadow work nobody wants to talk about. It's not just about, you get in tune with my inner child. And because shadow work has become very commercial the last 5 years or so. I'm going to be honest with you. Right? Nobody talks about, everybody acts like, not everybody, a lot of people act like they ain't got nothing wrong with them. Stop faking the funk. Right? You can betray whatever you want on the outside. Part of that false trinity itself I was just talking about earlier. Like, don't be fooled by these people on the fucking internet and in these groups and organizations that they got the attire on, they got the look. I love when people say, oh, that person. I've known motherfuckers to point out people over the years and go, oh, that person is so cultural and spiritual. And nobody's perfect. I know that person and I know things about that person. They're not. Trust me when I tell you. And I'm not perfect. Trust me when I tell you. But I know people who've been deceived bad and they go, oh, that person is so spiritual and deep. And I know this brother, and this brother's been doing fuckery shit for years. How do you really know a person just based on how they look? Why? Because they're wearing cultural attire, or they have a cultural hairstyle, or they're wearing some type of cultural jewelry. See, that's all external shit on the outside. But you don't know what's really going on the inside of that person. They could be the most corrupt, wickedest person you ever met in your entire life. You don't really know that. So stop looking at people because they look spiritual or they look cultural and you think they got their shit together. I found those people a lot of the times tend to be people who ain't got their shit together. Trust me when I tell you. Okay? And that's why I kind of question the person that overdoes it. Right? The person that wants to wear the Mr. T starter spiritual kit. They got to have 50 chains on, 50 beads and 8 mood rings on their hands. And, it's too much. You're doing too much. To me, that's a cry for help. That's a cry for attention. To me, if you got to prove and validate so hard externally that you're so spiritual and knowledgeable, that shows me that's a very weak aspect of your ego. I'm not saying, look, I wear little spiritual trinkets, right? I just look like an ordinary motherfucker. I wear baseball caps, t-shirts, shorts. I just don't feel the need for all that. And that's my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. If you want to get up just every day and say, Benita, I want to put on 50 beads and chains, then knock yourself out. I just think it's excess. I think it's crazy. I see this shit it's out of hand. I mean, it was a meme I put out a couple of years ago. I got to find it. I think I'm going to repost it on my Instagram. It's a dude. It's a dude dressed in all this spiritual tie. It's like a meme. It's like all the spiritual people that got all the spiritual gear, have all the gear but have no knowledge. And I found that to be true, even though it's a meme. Over the years, I found that to be true. The brother wants to wear the dashiki all the time. Look, I'm not knocking it. Now, I'm not saying, look, there's good people that might wear dashikis and cultural shit and pentagrams and Baphomet chains and this, that, and the third. It's like even on the occult, the left-hand path. Like some people do it too much. The gothic shit. I'm not knocking it. I gotta be so dark all the time and wear black every day. And I gotta show people how gloom and doomy I am. That shit is fucking nauseating to me too. How about you just be you? Right? And don't say that that's you because it's not. You think it's you, but it's really not you. Well, maybe you might say, no, Benita, I like to look dark and gloomy. And all right, well, maybe the few, the small percentile that maybe that is true. But on the whole, I can tell you that's not you. What makes you aware of all these things, the personal Daemon, and working and doing demonic integration work woke me the fuck up. It made me realize a lot of bullshit that I was holding on to that I didn't need no more. I had to get rid of it. Personal Daemon's like, man, get rid of that shit. What the fuck you wasting your time with that garbage for? It made me see things differently. As you're doing your shadow work, your demonic integration work, it made me see things in a whole different perspective. Not through the lenses that I wanted to see them. See, a lot of the time we want to see things the way we want to see them. And that's just not how it works. We always use that phrase. You hear everybody say, oh, it is what it is. I don't even think people really know what that means. It is what it is that. It is what it is, motherfucker. And it may not be what you want it to be. And that years ago, that was a pill I had to swallow. I thought a lot of spiritual things I knew was set in stone. You couldn't tell me shit. I was one of them dudes years ago that thought, oh, I had the truth. When I was on one of them conscious woke paths. Oh, I know everything. This is the right way. And I realized the first step to correcting yourself is stop thinking that your way is the only way. That's why I love that Nietzsche saying. That was step one to awaken. That was a hard pill to swallow. Because I belonged to conscious movements for years. I was a Muslim back in the day. You guys know my history. And when you belong to them groups, you subscribe to those groups because you feel like it is the ultimate truth. And I started to realize, my personal Daemon showed me, truth is personal. It's a matter of perception, how you perceive things. And that determines what your reality is and what's real to you. That's what the personal Daemon showed me. And a lot of people's, what they think is truth is an illusion. So you got to see things for what they are. It is what it is. We say that shit all the time. How many times you say that just kicking it with your friend? I got you. I know, man, it is what it is. I think we say that to pacify ourselves, but do we ever stop and go, man, it is what it is? But shit, that's just some fucked up shit. But damn, that's what it is. We don't do that. The personal Daemon will make you see things crystal motherfucking clear. And that's why I'm a big advocate of people doing demonic integration work. It's part of my mentorship program. You must master what I call the 3 foundational pillars of the left-hand path. Demonic integration work, ancestral veneration, and shadow work. I show you how to do that. That's planting the seed. When you plant that seed, that's your foundation. If you use those 3 pillars as your foundation, I promise you, it's like building a magnificent edifice or structure. That's your foundation. And like any building, any house, if you don't have a foundation, what happens? It will fail. It'll fall. It'll crash. It'll be destroyed. Think about how a house have to have a foundation. What happens when the foundation cracks or something goes wrong? It puts the whole house in jeopardy. So ask yourself, do you have a good foundation on your spiritual path? Or are you all fucked up all over the place? So I'm going to show you. That's what I do. Okay? I show you demonic integration, ancestral veneration, and shadow work, and how all 3 connect and complement each other in building your path to self-mastery. All right? I'm going to leave it there. So hopefully this video helped. Hopefully the person that sent that email in reference to the Carl Nagel book, hopefully that helps you. Appreciate you sending that email. If you guys need to reach out to me, you know how to contact me. My contact email address, all the link to the social media pages, the direct link to the Primordial Chaos Patreon page to sign up for classes, all of the podcast, all of the links are in the description box of this video and all my videos that you watch. So to get at me for any of those things, it's always there. Again, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, hit all notifications so you get notified. Hopefully anytime I go live, I'll post a new video. Other than that, happy Monday. I'm the fuck up on out of here. Infernal blessings. Looking forward to seeing some of you guys in 10 days. We're going to have some fun. We got some great rituals planned. Friday night's going to be a motherfucker. That's all I'm going to tell you. Be ready. But we're going to have a good time, man. We do every year. We're going to have a good time. Other than that, I'll talk to you guys soon on the next video. Infernal blessings. I'm out of here.